Okay, today we're doing lesson 5.11, module 5, lesson 11, and we're basically adding on to what we did yesterday. Remember how yesterday we used those tiles to figure out what the square, how many square inches were in each rectangle? And we drew tiles and we used that to find the area of different rectangles. Today we're kind of doing something similar. We're using area models to find the areas of rectangles. Now, have we used area models before to do multiplication? So today's lesson will feel very similar. Okay? Good. And that's a good thing, right? Because the math gradually adds on to itself. And sometimes you think, oh, I've already done that, or I've done something so similar to this. Today's no big deal. That's one of those days today. Okay? Very good. So let's talk about rectangle A. I'm going to tell you right now that rectangle A is 4.5 units by 2.5 units big. Okay, so let's go ahead and sketch a rectangle. And let's show that it is 4.5 units by 2.5 units. Okay. Now, can we break this down? Can we separate 2.5 units into tiles? If each tile is 1 unit by 1 unit by 1 unit, how many tiles can I fit along this side here? 2 and 1/2 of a tile, yeah. But instead of doing that, let's group the 2 together and let's separate out the 1/2. So we can show that here we have 2 tiles and here we have room for 1/2 tiles. If we did the same thing with the 4.5 side, we could separate it out into 4 tiles, right, and then half tile. Right? Do you guys agree? Okay, so let's go ahead and show that too and label it. So we can show that over here we would have 4, and here we would have 1/2. Do you see that? Yeah. Nice. Now, when we do area models, can we find the area of each small rectangle inside? So over here, how do I find the area of this part of that rectangle? I have to multiply the length of just this part times the width of this part. Jack?
4 times 2.
I would do 4 times 2, which is? 8. Very nice. What about this one here? I do the length, which is 1/2, times the width, which is what? Remember, it only goes up to here, so how far is it here? 2, right? 1/2 times 2. What is 1/2 times 2? 1. Oh, interesting. Okay. What about this one down here? What's the length? 4 times the width, which is 1/2. What's 4 times 1/2? 2. Okay. What about this one over here? I have 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2, which is 1/4. Oh, interesting. Now, if I want to find the total area, I can add up all those areas, right? These are called partial products. Now, let's add up the red part first. I have 8 plus 1, which is what?
9.
9. Okay, go ahead and write that in the middle there. And you can even see here I wrote partial products, so go ahead and write that. 8 plus 1 equals 9. What about the blue part? I have 2 plus 1/4, which is 2 and 1/4. Now, if I want to find the total area, I just add up 9 plus 2 and 1/4, which is 11 and 1/4 units, square units, right? So I think that's what's going to be, using partial products, I think that's what my area is going to be. Let's write down the information. How long is the entire rectangle? How many units? 4.5 units long. By how many units wide?
2.5.
2.5 units wide. So can we do length times width to find the total area?
Yes.
We could do 4 and 1/2 times 2 and 1/2. Am I ready to multiply, Arhan? Can I do 4 times 2 and then 1/2 times 1/2? Ah. Okay, so I can do 4 and 1/2 is equal to what in proper fraction?
So 2 times 4 is equal to 9. Sorry, 4 times 2 is equal to 8, and then you add the 1, so it's 9 halves.
9 halves times how many halves?
And then 2 times 2 is equal to 4 plus 1 equals 5 halves.
Good. So here I have 9 times 5, which is 45 over 4. Now, can I simplify that? I know that 4 times 11 is 44. So that equals to 11 and 1/4 square units, right? Very good. Did we get the same answer both ways? So does that confirm that our answer is probably correct? Very good. When we make this area model here, we're basically breaking it down into partial products. Do you see how we break it down into 4 different partial products that add up to be the total area? Very good. This is related to the distributive property. Okay. Remember in the beginning of the year when we talked about distributive property?
Yeah.
Your challenge today as you work on these problems is to think about how is an area model related to distributive property? That's a good question. I can't wait to find out the answer from you guys. You guys are going to love this. When there's no fraction part, all you need to do is draw the 3/4 unit by 1/2 unit.
Yes.
Okay? And then how can we find the area of that? We multiply 3/4 times 1/2, which is 3/8 square units. Okay? Very good.